Well, yesterday the UPS driver dropped off the flooring kit, so this is it. It is actually like the workout mats that you see in a gym. So they're not quite as thick as I was hoping they were going to be. They're probably 1/4 inch or a little over thick. I was hoping they were going to be 1/2 inch. But you know what? It'll all be good. They'll provide some cushion on the floor. They'll provide some insulation on the floor. So and they'll go together pretty easy because, as you can see, they lock together, and they're decent looking. It looks like hardwood flooring. So I'm pretty happy with them. So the installation of these is basically going to take two things: either a straight line or a tape measure, Sharpie to mark out, and a utility knife to cut the shapes that we need. So with that being said, stick around, watch as we transform the flooring in here. I did make a decision that I'm not able to take out the shelving. It is just me, and it's something I can't do by myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay the flooring around it. The dead spot that's behind the cabinet itself, I'm going to turn into a shelf. And then I'm just going to pack it as much as I can with insulation behind it. And we'll have this whole wall on this side will be capped off with the paneling as well. So it'll look like it's supposed to. But that's my plan. That's how I'm hoping to have it turn out. All right, let's open this package up. Make it a little easier to see what we're working with here. And I did get these off of Amazon, because when I went to check them out any other place, they were ridiculously expensive. They were thicker ones, and they were black. Kind of had that diamond print print on them, and that is not what I wanted. I wanted something that looked a little bit more homey, because this is going to be my homie. So I found these on Amazon, and I kind of like the idea that they looked like they were hardwood flooring, because this is going to be my dwelling, so I want it to look as nice as possible. I think anybody that's going to do this is going to kind of feel the same way. And I'm probably not worried about running this stuff all the way out into here on this back side, because the bed's going to be back here. So I'm not really super worried about it. Wish there was something I could do that would flatten this floor out, because there's a lot of ways to this man's floor. But I've only got so much money to deal with, and I don't have the money to lay down a subfloor. So, with that being said, finish pushing that down. There we go, that's the first piece. And I'd say that doesn't look too shabby. Kind of resembles hardwood flooring. At least that's the story it's my story, and I'm gonna stick with it. And I think I'm gonna sit this down. I will run that all the way up to there. And you see here we have this dead spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that edging off, and I am going to I will cut a piece of one of these tiles to fit that exact edge, and then it will be nice and flush. And then I will lay the flooring the rest of the way up. So there's no sense. It would be nice to have this flooring completely on all the surfaces, but I've only got 8 of these tiles. And they're 2 by 2, so that's going to give me, well, that's 16 square feet. Well, you know what? Let's see what it says automatically. Sometimes my math skills can be rather pathetic. Yeah, 16 square feet, so I actually wasn't wrong this time. So I want to get the front completely done, and then whatever I have left we'll put back here underneath the bed, which I have a feeling isn't going to be too much, because it looks like that area up there is going to be more than 16 feet, so the little pieces of this are going to end up filling that area up front. So that's what we're working with. Now it's time to actually lay it and tape it. Alright, we got the front in here, so I can see where I'm going to need a cut piece right there by that fender well. See if I can walk around the van without shaking you to death. And then right here by the bulkhead, I will cut a piece out of 2 and then fill that in and then trim it along the inner step. Boy, I really wish I had the step cover that wasn't all busted up, because I could put this right underneath the step cover and to keep it from getting damaged. So I will have to figure out something else. That's where we're at. Now I'm going to flip this stuff over and tape it. I've got some metal tape. I wanted some duct tape, but I can't find any, so like anything else, I'm going to make do with what I got. Look, everybody, it's my favorite 2 people. It's Dexter and LB, the guys that help make my life worth living. They are here hanging out. As you can see, they're tethered because, they're tethered because between the 2 of them, they're lacking a few brain cells. They get into stuff that they shouldn't. But I absolutely adore them. And well, I have went through and taped all the seams with Gorilla Tape because I don't want this to come apart. I want this to be as semi-permanent as possible. Like I said, I'd like to be able to pull this out later and install a really nice insulated subfloor when I have the funds to be able to take care of that. But this has been wonderful. Go ahead and throw this in here. You wouldn't think that 1/4 inch of foam would make a huge deal, but crawling around on the back of this van on my knees with just this hard rubber cover that everybody tells me to keep, which I understand is going to do 2 things. It does provide a little bit of insulation, and it helps with a little bit of noise isolation, so it helps keep the noise down. And it is amazingly easy on the knees. Because due to the fact that this is just a regular cargo van, it is not an extended ceiling, I'm going to either be crawling around on my knees or, constantly hunching over. So I'm really thankful for ordering this. Like I said, I wish it might have been just a little bit thicker, like I'd seen, but I am more than happy with what I have. It's that old saying, I may not have the best of everything, but I make the best of everything that I have, and this is a prime example. I am really thankful to have the floor tilings that I got. So I'm going to cut this camera off, and I'm going to get back to work. When I get a little bit further along and I can do a quick update, I'll turn the camera back on and share what we got done. Till then, keep watching. And here we are with the floor installed. There's one thing that I did that in retrospect, I wish I would have paid a little bit more attention to. This very far end, I had to cut a couple of pieces to fit in here and wasn't paying attention to the grain pattern. So if you look, those ones run this way and everything else runs that way. But, man, I am not a professional at this. And by the time that I made the first cut, it was beyond the point of return. So I'm just glad it worked out as nice as it did. Definitely is a much nicer floor to get around on. All the seams have been taped together. I need to cut one tiny little piece that goes right here. And like I said, this is going to be covered probably all the way out to this point right here. with a cabinet and a countertop for my cook stove and whatever else that I'm going to have. It'll help house the water bottles and everything else. The far side, here I'm going to move the camera real quick. On the far side that you see where the metal cabinet stops and there's that little bit of space after, well, between it and the grill well, I'm going to build a small hanging closet, probably no more than maybe 8 inches wide, because I'm going to need some area to hang some stuff. I'm going to need to keep some decent clothes so that if I am lucky enough where I can find a job that will meet up with my work restrictions, I can go in and look halfway decent and have a job interview, which is the plan. So I've got that to look forward to. I hope you enjoyed this. If anything, I hope it was entertaining. I'm not a professional at this. This is kind of a learning experience. From the very beginning, this is a learning experience for me from the very beginning. I've never done anything like this before. But it is an experience out of necessity. I need a place to live. So I think I'll be very happy with this when I'm finished. So please follow along. Press the like button, subscribe, leave a comment. If you see that I'm doing something that might be done better, please let me know. I've got a ton of things to do before I'm finished. This is just the very, very beginning. Well, it's just the floor. There's everything else has got to be done in here. So your input is highly valued. So thanks. Follow the journey, and I will see you guys later.